Is this thing on? Hello again everybody and welcome back to Infinity Evolved with TechnoJock. And following on from last episode, we need to make ourselves our Elven Gateway core. So getting straight into it, we need the Primal Charm. So we've got all these shards, which I already have ready in here, but we need the primal shard in, not the primal shard, the balanced shard in the middle, which requires 2 of each of the aspects, other than one that you're going to put in. So you can have any of the shards, and then you need to make up the difference with the other aspects in the crucible itself. So what we've got here is we've got some of the stuff, ethereal essence. We've got a big box of that stuff from Stalker earlier on. So each of these has got 2 of the requisite essence on it. It's got a little bit left over in the aurum, but we're not too concerned about that. It shouldn't be too bad. So if I go and put all that in there, and then put in an order shard, we've got 1 balanced shard out of it, and we've got 10 of this aurum left over. So we need to get rid of that before it makes a huge mess everywhere. Although it probably will make a huge mess. Yeah, no, not nice. Let's use this living wood, shall we? Just to clean up a little bit. Not bad. I've had worse. Oh, there we go. So let's use our balanced shard in here. And we need 25 of each, but we've got a little bit of discount because of our wand, and yeah, that gets us our Primal Charm. Now, I'm definitely going to scan this thing because I suspect it will have quite a lot of stuff on it. There we go, yeah. Perfect. That's good. So we now need this. I think we can make it in here, and we've got all the stuff. So Primal Charm. Oh no, we need Terra Steel, and I don't have that on me. Let's run over here. We should have Terra Steel in the system. Let's see, what have we got? Like that. We don't have any Terra Steel. Well, certainly don't if it's spelled like that. Okay. Right, okay, then we need Mana Steel. 1 of. Mana Pearl. 1 of. And Mana Diamond. 1 of. Let's go down and see about that. Let's put this in here. Is this going to work automatically if I got it set up properly? There we go. Stand well back. It does not have... Oh, we're out of mana. Oh, because it was filling up these. Oh, right, okay. Yeah, let's go pick this up before we go much further. And I need to go and fill up the stuff and get mana pool full. Thought I was a bit more prepared than that. That's a bit better. That should be enough to do us for the moment. Let's pop them in there. Stand back. Well, we don't really need to stand back because we've got this thing, which will keep us from completely draining stuff. I need to repair this a little bit. Yeah, and that should be ready in just a moment. Come on. Yeah, I need to get the spark sorted for this. Once we get our Elven Gateway, we've got plenty of mana in here. There we go. Yeah, once we get mana in there... Oh, it'll have gone down here, of course. Let me add it. Thank you. Alright, let's back up to here. And we've got that in the middle, and then our orb. Now that one is not going to do. Does it have to be a magician's one? Let's have a look and see. It seems a bit weird to just be the magician's one. That's the Thaumium block, which we didn't actually make. We skipped that. Did we? completely forgot that we'd skipped that entirely. So let's get ourselves some thaumium. We've only got 2. Great. Let's make some thaumium. Bunch of that. Have we got any? No, we don't. Okay, let me make a block of thaumium and we'll sort this out. Actually, how about we use this as an opportunity? Because we've had this thing sitting about for a little while and I wanted to do it on camera with you, hence why I haven't activated it yet. But this is the alchemical construct thing. And like this, we can automate some of our crucible recipes. So I think this thing's finished now. Oops, I didn't want to do that. There we go. Yeah, that's empty. And that stopped working. Excellent. Everything's in there, so it's not completely full, but it will do for the time being. Let's put this under here and it'll connect up, and that's great. If we go into the GUI of this, we can take some mana steel, and you'll see it knows that it needs 4 precantatio to make a thaumium. Now if we click on that, it's going to start sucking it in from here, and it will spit it out the front. Now we will want to automate this later on, so it's not just spitting it out into midair. And we'll obviously want to be able to pipe stuff in terms of the raw materials like this, but we can do this, and it's going to just bung this stuff out quite happily. It's just going to drain this dry, which won't take very long, but it will give us sufficient thaumium. There we go. I'll just take that out just now, and it's empty anyway. That's great. So we've got a nice lump of thaumium here that we will make in here. Let's do this. Perfect thaumium block. Let's pop back over to the blood altar. I honestly thought that we would be able to use the other blood orb. It's unusual that it would be just that level of blood orb that you can use, because ordinarily it would be that level and above. That's what I was looking for. So let's go. Hopefully I've got enough essence here. How much is in there? 4,561, and we need 25,000. Okay, let's go back here. Sorry about the back and forth here, guys. A little bit nonplussed by this turn of events. Let's get rid of that as well, and get rid of that whilst we're here, and we'll just do that. That should be enough. No, wrong. There we go. So let's get the 25,000 we need in there. Oh, of course it's going to start making these. Okay, let's get it up to speed. There we go, 25,000. Doesn't take very long to do it, it's just not very interesting watching me do it. So let's get this sorted out. We'll get our Magician's Blood Orb soon enough, and then we can make our Elven Gateway Core, and we can start getting all the cool stuff from the elves, which will be very pleasant. There we go. Done. And bound. Perfect. Back over to the base. And finally, one Elven Gateway Core. Awesome sauce. Let's connect this up. Down here. And what is it that we want? Because this thing's going to draw a lot of mana to get it going, and then it's going to continually draw mana as it's actually active. So what do we want to be able to put in there? Things that we are wanting from the elves. Now we definitely want stuff to make the spark augments. That's going to help us out big time. So they need pixie dust. Now pixie dust is mana pearls thrown through there. Let's do that, certainly. What else? Those are just slates, they should be okay. Yeah, we're going to be good for that. The only thing I'm thinking of at the moment that we really need is the pixie dust. And I'm confident enough in our ability to generate mana that will do us for the time being. Let's get a bunch of ender pearls then. Fortunately, we have a bunch of ender pearls. Let's transform all of these into mana pearls. Let's go like this. It's a weird graphical thing. And the lag's getting a little bit excessive on the server. Is it maybe run out of mana? Yeah, we've run out of mana for doing that. A full stack though. Full stack should be good. Yeah, let's do that. Let's get going with this. So, let's go like that. Let's make the portal. We'll chuck our book through as well, because obviously we want to get the knowledge onto that. So, oh. Oh. Oh no. I just accidentally threw... That had a lot of stuff in it. And now the elves have it. Oh my word, that's just such a bad derp. Oh well. Guess I'm just gonna have to deal with it. I can't believe I just did that. Yeah. That's one of the worst things you can do with the Elven Gateway, is throw something that you really didn't want to throw through it, because it destroys it. Oh, man. What did I have in there? Well, fortunately I have my Sword of the Wyvern on me, but my hammers were in there, my... Oh. I am a little bit gutted. Oh well, never mind. What else was in there? Bunch of stuff. Yeah. Oh, my helmet was in there. Oh, I'm a Thaumonomicon. Yeah, well, that's not too much of an issue. Got my wand on me. I think really the most important things I kind of still had on me. I'm a bit gutted about my hammers, because they were pretty good, and I'm a bit gutted about my exchanger. My resonant exchanger was in there. That's a little bit annoying. There's bound to be other stuff that I remember that was in there as well. We've got our healing axe. Oh, I'd need to go back and have a look at footage and see what was in that bag. Anyway, let's make the most of it. We've now got pixie dust, so we can make some of these. So we want recessive sparks. Now we've got some imbued slates, so how many recessive sparks do we need? We need 9. We don't have 9 imbued slates, we've got 2. But I could make a dominant spark. Yeah, let's make a dominant spark. Gutted. Utterly gutted I've just done that. Biggest derp I've done in a long time. You know what? I did it with my bag of holding on the last season. I did as well when I was doing when I was making the hungry node. I ended up throwing my bag into the hungry node and it got eaten, and that was a real pain as well. I think what I'm going to have to do is in future I'm just going to use ender pouches, because it doesn't matter if I was to throw this into the the portal and it got destroyed, all I need to do is make another pouch and it comes back. And yeah, they don't have as much storage, but yeah, if I'm going to do that every time, it's something I'm just going to have to do. Yeah, never mind. And at least we still got our Soul of the World as well. Oh, can you imagine if I'd thrown that in there? Yeah. Oh, that was our second one, wasn't it? Yeah, that's our second one. We didn't need that. Let's pop that back in there. Oh, just gutted. Gonna make a dominant spark. We need fire rune. Fire rune, yeah, dominant, and we want recessive, which is going to be the earth one. Are they still down there, or did we use them up? We used them up because we used them for making our chalk things for the rituals. So I'm going to need to have rune of earth I need to make, and a rune of fire I need to make. And I don't think I've got them. Ooh, that was loud. Down at the bottom. I need to get some more charcoal for that. I don't think I've got the runes in here. I might have some spare ones. Earth and fire? Earth and fire. Bingo. Excellent. That's what we wanted. So the earth one. Boop. Come on. There we go. Give me that. Pop that there. So I can do recessive and dominant. Let's toddle on down. So we want to put the dominant one on here, but we don't. Oh, we don't have sparks on here yet. We just got mana spreaders. So excellent. The dominant one on here will do fine for the moment. There we go. And we just put normal sparks on those ones, and we'll be good to go in just a moment. Yeah, so we can get rid of those mana spreaders in just a sec. I'll need more sparks. Where are all my sparks? I suspect they will probably either be down here, but I doubt it. One spark there, we can take that one. Not seeing sparks in there. There we go. Plenty sparks. Come on. And let's go down. Thank you. And let's toddle down here. Oh, my axes as well. Oh. Gutted. Let's do that first. Let's just go around putting these on here. And last one. There we go. Right. I don't particularly want to lose. Is there anything in there? Nothing now. Right. And perfect. Got the mana spreaders? Yep. That's everybody with a spark. Now, moving forward, I probably won't have it quite set up that way. What I will probably have is recessive sparks augments on these ones, and dominant ones on the things around. So we'll have a mana pool here specifically for this, and we'll have sparks on these ones that are dominant as well, so it keeps them nice and full. And we'll have the runic altar will have one of its own over here, and it'll have a dominant one. So these will be recessive and they'll fill up all the dominant ones, but they'll also fill up this main one in the middle, and that'll be kind of the feeder for everything else. And I think that will work quite nicely, but everything's going really rather nicely with this. Yeah, we've got some stuff there. Yeah, quite pleased with that. How that is looking. So, we've got all the stuff that we need for Botania. I think our next stop is the next thing for our altar. Now, how are we doing for time? I think we're doing not too badly. One more, there we go, thank you. And I'm wanting to use these things. I've got more elemental inscription tools. Now, I'm going to need to remake our... Or, oh no, maybe I don't, maybe it was in here. Yes! Oh, for a moment I thought it was in our pouch that we threw through the portal. But it wasn't, that's okay. Yeah, so this thing, if you read the tooltip, it says that it cannot place dusk runes. Now these are used for making dusk runes, and we can use this along with 2 demonic slates that I need to get hold of to make our ritual diviner that can place dusk runes. So that's what we're wanting to do just now. We'll make one of them, get rid of the mana spreader at the moment, and I'm wanting to pop this slot out the road. That can go in there. And what I'm going to do, we've only got 1 demonic slate and we need 2. Not that. Back recipe for that. No, not the recipe, the uses for that is what I want. Yeah, so we want another demonic slate. So we'll take 1 out of there and we'll need to do our old thing of going back over here and making a demonic slate, I suppose. Come on. So once I've got that, I shall come back. Again, you don't want to watch me doing that. Back again, and you'll notice a little bit of a difference here. I've been battling some pretty nasty lag on the server, and I'm not altogether sure exactly what it is, but one of my concerns about it was that perhaps the concentrated amount of carpenter's blocks in this area may have been a contributory factor. So I decided that I would take all the carpenter's blocks away from here, and I've just gone back to using normal Certus quartz stairs, and we've got slabs here rather than full blocks. And it's still quite pleasing to the eye. It's still got this nice light colour to it. It's got a kind of an icy look. And you know, to be honest, I'm wondering if it's maybe a little bit better looking. But other than that, all of this is all the same. There's no change to the actual workings of this. I could perhaps get rid of some of this cobble whitestone, but if you remember, by the way, this is like a couple of days later in my time, so what we were doing was we were going to be getting the ritual of binding, we're getting the 2 inscription tools, and we now have the 2 demonic slates that we required, and this now gives us our ritual diviner that can place dusk runes. Ooh, nice. I also made myself the sigil of the blood lamp. Nothing particularly difficult about it. We've already got our blood orb that we needed, and we just needed 3 imbued slates and a torch, and we get this thing, and it gives us the ability to put down these little things you'll see dotted about occasionally instead of torches, and yeah, they're a lot less obtrusive than the torches, so it makes for a more pleasant sight, I think. In any case, right, we've got Ritual Diviner in there. Let's take that out of there because I can put that back into the system. I've been doing some other cleanup stuff as well. I've deleted all my dimensions. We're attempting to do a server migration from this server to one of our own hosted servers. And one of the dimensions was being a bit of a problem, so I have deleted all the dimensions and stuff, hence why I had that magnum torch. That's the one that we had over in our electrotine dimension. Right, so yeah, we've got that. And we've got our master ritual stone and 36 other ritual stones. So let's go ritual of full spring, no. We want to go through to the well of suffering. Well of suffering, there it is. Now if we have a look at this, you'll see it requires total 36 stones. Now, the well of suffering needs to be, I think it's within 11 blocks of the actual altar. It's got quite a good range itself. Excuse the sound of the jetpack. There we go. So we'll disconnect. Oops, pressed the wrong button. Well, yeah, we'll disconnect that so we don't have any redstone issues. And then we should, I'm going to get rid of this as well, just to make sure there's no problems with things getting in the way. And we should just go like this. And it's going to put them in. The number of them is going down. And that should be us. Yeah. So this ritual extends one block above on each of the north, south, east, west cardinal points. You'll see there, and there, one there, and over on the other side as well. Can't quite see. There we go. And then it extends down one block as well for all the rest of these ones. Obviously there's some on the same level as well, but if you've got a sort of a little cutout there and there, over there and here, as we've got here, which I prepared earlier, you are pretty much golden. Now this does require a fair amount of LP. Now I can't remember if I'd filled this up. Yes, I did. We've got 67,000 LP in our network. And I can now still go over here. But I don't want to activate it quite yet. Let me turn the sound of my jetpack right down. I think that might do it. Yes, it does. Excellent. Right, yeah. The Well of Suffering will be used to damage mobs. And then those mobs, the damage that's done to them, will be like what I've been doing with self-sacrifice here. It will suck their life essence out and put it into this altar. And what I'm wanting to do is use witches. Now witches are always a good idea for this. And they can be within a reasonable distance, but I don't want them above there. I want them below here. So let's see, what can we do? Can't really get through here. Oh, there we go, we can get through like this. Then I can extend this down. So what I want to really do is kind of do this. Yeah. And clear this area out and make a little box. Yeah, that's what I want to do. I could really do with a hammer right about now. It's a shame I decided that it would be a good idea to throw it away. Yeah, still smarting about that one. It's a couple of days later, I'm telling you. Yeah. Let's just do this. And I did my resonance exchanger because my other plan would be just change this bottom area for sand and it would all fall into the void. But I can't do that either. Never mind, let's clear this area out and make a box for it, I think. Well, I relented and I made myself both a resonance exchanger and a super builder's wand because, well, they're pretty easy for me to make now. So I swapped out all this area with mana glass, and I've made a little bits here for the witches to sit in. Now I'm using Jailer Safari nets because, as the tooltip says, released creatures don't despawn normally. So hopefully these witches will hang about. I'm hoping that they'll just... Oh, there we go. I'm hoping that they'll hang about here and we won't have any issues. Just pop these guys in. There's a bit of lag on the server. I was hoping to be onto the new server that we're migrating this to. Still keeping the same world and everything. There shouldn't be any difference in what we're doing. It's just we're moving it actually onto Seasoned Gamers' own servers. And then we're going to be bumping up the specs of the server quite considerably, so we shouldn't have the issues that we've been encountering of late. But yeah, there's a couple of teething troubles, just trying to iron out a couple of settings with it, so not onto it quite yet. And there we go, we've got a bunch of witches in there. That should be plenty to keep us going just now. Cap this off so they can't throw any potions up to us. Hopefully they will all be good. Let's get... and I also made an ender pouch. Don't know if I mentioned that. So we can keep our stuff in it. And if I do throw this pouch into a hungry node or a elven portal or something like that, we're not going to have a ridiculous situation where I lose all my stuff. I just make myself a new ender pouch with the blue, 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 and I'll get all my stuff back. Right, we are now ready. We've got this set to the Well of Suffering. Well, it's not that I need. It's that I need. We've already made the actual thing. So, Division Sigil. Oh, and I made my blood lamp. Pretty sure I covered that. So, what have we got? We've got 67,000. Let's click this. And a rush of energy flows through the ritual. And we should see something happening anytime soon. Let's go up the top and see what we've got in our blood altar. Nothing there. Oh, it's going up. There we go. It's starting to go up. It's not going very fast, but I think that should be good for us. And we can add more witches to this setup down here anyway. There's plenty of room in there, let's face it. And I think the lag might be kind of giving us a false idea of how slow that is at the moment. Yeah, that is going up. I'm going to put my blood orb in here. That's going to soak up all of that, and once that's completely full, once it's got, I don't know what the limit is on the Master's or the Magician's blood orb off the top of my head. No, that's the Master's one. So once it's full, then the altar will be full and will be good to go. So I think we're in a good place. We've got some of the stuff back that we lost. We've got the what have I done with it? There it is. Yeah, we've got the Resonant Exchanger and the Super Builders one back, so that's all good. We'll get a hammer and or something else to replace that as well. And we now, once this has built up a decent amount of essency, blood, LP, whatever you want in the orb, we will be good to go. And I think what I'll do at that point, once we've filled up that and we've got a ridiculous amount in our network, we will up the amount of slates that we have in here. Yeah, because if we bung this up to like a stack of each, I think that we could probably maintain that going forward. How does that sound? But until the next time, I think, yep, this is a good point to call it an episode just now. Hopefully by the next time we'll be onto the new server. There may be a few changes because I know that the snapshot for this server was taken a little bit before this, so I might have to do a little bit of catching up on the new server and see what's what there is. There might be a couple of changes, but ostensibly everything will be the same, and I shall see you the next time. Make sure to check out the other season gamers. Of course, we've got even more new people starting with us, so be sure to check out my description of the video, check out their links, and have a look and see what they're up to. But until the next time, everybody, make sure you have a funs, and bye-bye for now.